This video is on how to create an individual moving range chart in Quantum Excel. An individual moving range chart is sometimes called an IMR chart or an XMR chart. As a setup, in column A I have the date, and in column B I have the weight of a part that is measured once per day. Because the only data that is in column A and B is the date and the weight, I could select the data in advance by just clicking on columns A and B. However, if I had other data that was in column A or B that we would not want to include in the control chart, then I need to click and drag to select just the data that we want to use for the control chart. When you selected your data, click on Stat Tools, then Control Charts, then Individual Moving Range Chart. When I click on Individual Moving Range Chart, there are two ranges that Quantum Excel will ask you about. The first is the data range, and it is not optional. The second is the x-axis range, and it is optional. Quantum Excel will do its best to guess what is the data range and what is the x-axis range. In this case, column A contains dates. Since it contains dates, Quantum Excel guessed that the x-axis range was therefore A1 through A101, and then the data range is cells B1 through B101. If you want to change the options, then you can click Next. Otherwise, just click Finish to have Quantum Excel create the control chart for you. When Quantum Excel creates the control chart, the individuals chart is plotted at the top. Each one of these blue dots represents one of the measurements of the weight that was on the previous spreadsheet. Any red dots are points that are out of control. The upper control limit is the horizontal line above the data, and the lower control limit is the horizontal line below the data. This one point is above the upper control limit, therefore it is out of control and it is colored red. The range chart is directly below the individuals chart, and you can see there are several out of control points that are colored red as well. On the left-hand side is a histogram, the numeric values for the upper and lower control limits as well as the center line. And at the bottom, this is a probability plot of the individual's data along with the Anderson-Darling test for normality. Since the individual's moving range chart makes the assumption of normality, Quantum Excel automatically does the Anderson-Darling test. And that is how you perform an individual moving range chart in Quantum Excel.